Hello, everybody. I am the DeFi enthusiast from Crypto Brokerage, and I hope that everyone is doing well. So today, the price of Bitcoin is at $107,267, and as you can see, there's been a buying frenzy going on for Bitcoin. We've had some massive chaos for some time, tensions in the Middle East, and all those type of things, and people were, the stock markets were going down, things were temporarily going down, but Bitcoin didn't do so bad. And most people say altcoins have been obliterated and this and that, but I think if we look at it historically, altcoins haven't gone down as much either. And in fact, some of them were performing well even during that time. So it's a matter of narratives and what are you holding and what are you doing with your crypto. That's really where it's at. So that's something that you have to understand. And in order to understand that, you need to be with a group of people that know how to do that. And that's us. That's Crypto Brokerage, guys. So coming to our main topic today, what projects should you be holding? Should you sell all your altcoins because a lot of them are not performing so well? Should you just go all into Bitcoin? Or what should you be holding for the next 3 to 5 years? That's really where what we're going to be talking about, because a lot of people have misread this market, are very, very impatient, and are playing on their and are playing to their emotions. So once you step out of that, once you realize that, there's more to it, that is when you're going to really, really start to succeed in this market. So I got news for you guys. Yes, you should be holding altcoins. If you have money for Bitcoin, you should be holding that too. Some people say just holding 0.1 Bitcoin, which at the moment is about 10,000 something USD, is going to change your life. And I don't disagree with that. But wouldn't it be great if you could make a lot more gains with fundamentally strong coins, strong projects that'll outperform Bitcoin, in terms of your gains, in terms of your price action, and then you can invest in your Bitcoin. So what should you be holding for the next 3 to 5 years? So first of all, what I would be looking into is Athena. Now, I've talked about Athena in the past as well. It's actually also, it was given right before Trump came into power, and then everything just went down because he decided to launch his meme coin. But I mentioned Athena even back then, and I mentioned it on our group. Now we've moved to Discord. We've actually moved away from Patreon, and now we're on Discord. So we have a premium Discord. Don't forget to check it out, guys, if you really want to be updated and you want the best alpha. But I'm still going to be giving you some good alpha here. So I hope this is useful for you, and I hope that you gain some good information from this. So Athena is basically a protocol. It's kind of like Luna, but done correctly. So this was started in Germany, and basically Athena, the ENA token basically is a governance token for Athena. It gives holders a voice in the direction of the Athena protocol. So the stablecoin that they've been using is USDE, which is a synthetic dollar which aims to provide a censorship-resistant, stable, and scalable solution for the digital asset market. Now, the interesting thing here is that most people would be like, wait a minute, this sounds like Luna, doesn't it? Terra Luna, if you guys remember. If you guys were here in the previous cycle, Terra Luna was all the hype. But we'll get into that. Staked USDE is the leading savings asset in DeFi. So it accumulates rewards periodically and can be obtained by staking USDE. So there are various protocols where you can stake your USDE to earn rewards and basically earn a passive income. And as we've always talked about, I've always told you guys, cash is not king, but cash flow is king. Okay, so I think Athena is going to have a lot of serious growth. because these guys are doing something right. I think it's in a good buy range at the moment. It's sitting at a 1,592,277,579 market cap, which is quite large. But in the grand scheme of things, when you think about crypto only being at a 3.413 trillion market cap, 3.413 trillion, right? So that's like 3,413,000,000,000, I guess. It's not too much, because the traditional markets are, the S&P 500 is at multi-trillions, crazy, hundreds and hundreds of trillions. And, the real world asset market, GEMS, real world asset projects, RWAs, which we've talked about on our group. We're giving a lot of great alpha there, and people have made a lot of X's as well, so join us. But we've mentioned RWAs. That sector alone is projected to be at 30 trillion within the next 3 to 5 years. That's huge, guys. Just that sector. So imagine what's going to happen to crypto. So in the grand scheme of things, this is a great entry point. I think it's a good entry point, and there's some serious market cap here. There's serious volume, good volume as well, and that's what you look for. When you're starting out, you want to invest in projects that have a high volume, because unless you've done your due diligence, unless you've done a lot of research and you have conviction, and you know that what you're investing in is going to do well, then that's fine. Then go for it. But if you're unsure, then I would look into higher cap projects. So Athena is one of them. Okay, and I think this one is going to grow over the years. And basically, what's interesting is that Athena went through some FUD as well, because what happened is that German regulators, they had a case against Athena because they were saying that basically that their entire scenario was that Athena is not performing too well. And one of the reasons that Athena was not performing well is because there was some regulatory issues, and basically their GmbH company, the GmbH, they had issues with the USD issuance, and basically Athena Labs announced on Wednesday that the German Federal Finance Supervisory Authority, BaFin, and Athena GmbH, the company's German arm, have agreed on a redemption plan for USD stablecoin holders. So there's definitely a redemption plan going on. Basically, whatever issues were happening, there were some regulatory issues, which, according to the German authorities, Athena wasn't complying under, and eventually they settled the case. There were some fines that were made. Things were getting settled, and then what we saw was we started to see that basically we saw that everything was figured out. So basically now those people that are holding the USD coin, so on Wednesday, so basically there's a redemption plan. So the regulator said it had initiated a 42-day redemption process for stable coin holders. BaFin said USDE holders will have until August 6th to declare redemption claims directly against Athena. Athena GmbH. The process will be supervised by a special representative appointed by BaFin. After the deadline, Athena GmbH will be deemed officially wound up within Germany, the European Union, and the European Economic Area EEA. This means that any claims from August 7 onwards should be made through the company's offshore affiliate, Athena BVI Limited. So Athena Labs said that after the redemption plan is fully implemented, Athena GmbH will have no outstanding issues related to Athena GmbH's USDE related operations. However, the company did not indicate whether it had plans to re-enter the EU and EEA markets. So they're pleased to share that. This is the status. BaFin concludes 4-month conflict with Athena. The news comes after a 4-month conflict between Athena and the German financial regulator. On March 21st, BaFin barred Athena GmbH from publicly offering its USD stablecoin, citing violations of the EU's Markets in Crypto Assets Regulations, MiCA. The government agency accused the company of selling unregistered securities through its yield-bearing SUSDE token, which are linked to the USDE stablecoin. So the regulator enforced sanctions, including freezing USD reserve assets, closing the company's website and portal, and ordering the company to stop offering services to new users. So on April 15th, Athena Labs began to seize all operations of its German subsidiary. At the time, the company said it would no longer pursue its MiCA authorization in Germany. The company added that its German subsidiary had not conducted any minting or redemption activities for USDE since March 21st, when the regulator applied its enforcement actions on Athena GmbH. Athena GmbH applied for the MiCA authorization on July 29, 2024. However, BaFin rejected the application in March, citing compliance failures from Athena GmbH. Despite this, nearly 5.6 billion tokens remain in circulation, most of which were issued before the MiCA framework took effect and are located around the globe. So basically, this obviously created a sell-off situation as well, plus the whole Trump liquidity issue and all that. But however, they have come through. Athena, why am I still talking about it? Now, people said that it poses a similar risk like Luna, because if you do some research, several institutions, including BlackRock and everything, they really played with the mechanisms of Luna to make it fail, because everything is based on narratives here, and Do Kwon from Luna, he became very arrogant, and he was challenging all institutions, and he was saying that how every other stablecoin is going to die and he's going to kill it off and this and that. So these big money players, they played with its mechanisms and made Terra Luna into a dead chain, basically. Very unfortunate. However, the situation here is very different, because unlike Luna, Athena were smart. Athena's team are smart. The people behind it are smart. So what did they do after this? They basically have done this. Check it out. USDTB, digital dollars for the internet economy. Now this is they're new, backed by institutional grade tokenized treasury funds and powered by Athena Labs. Funds managed by BlackRock, Biddle, Securitize. So now you've got institutional grade USDTB is backed by high quality, short duration treasury assets, including BlackRock's Biddle, leveraging the world's largest asset manager for unmatched security and trust. Proven expertise, created and managed by Athena Labs team, responsible for the largest and fastest growing synthetic dollar in crypto history. Fully accessible and compatible across DeFi, integrated as collateral into centralized exchanges and prime broking venues, and direct access to TradFi institutions. 24/7 accessibility. So now you do see this, guys. BlackRock is the largest asset manager in the world. They are now partnered with Athena Labs. It's a no-brainer, guys. I mean, once you see these big institutions backing something like this that is offering DeFi services, this thing is going to be here for a long time and it's going to succeed. It's a no-brainer. Okay? That's why I would say that, holding Athena is going to be a very wise thing for you guys, in my personal opinion. And then obviously we come to Pendle, and Pendle is also sitting at a 574,535,396 market cap. It has done well. Definitely. We did look into Pendle. I think we mentioned this one early as well, and people made some good money on it. But I think it's still, this one is going to do very well within the next 5 years. I think it'll do well this cycle as well. Considering if we're even playing the cycles narrative now, because I believe the markets have totally changed. I think that overall, when we look at all the markets and everything that's going on, we realize that things have shifted a lot. This is no longer about just pumps and dumps and cycles. This, I think, is right now an institutional grade cycle. That's what basically the institutions are in, and they're playing with you. They're manipulating the markets big time. And I think most people are going to miss out on their altcoins. They're going to miss out on their gains because they're playing with their emotions. Most retail is not even in right now, and that's why, and that's another reason why you didn't see Bitcoin crash during the whole war tension situation, the so-called World War III, which thankfully didn't take place. So when you can see how well ingrained institutions are in this. So don't you want a piece of the action? So yeah, investing in high market cap coins is where it's at the beginning. If you're starting out, if you already have a good portfolio, yes, you should be investing here, and of course you should be researching into proper altcoin gems. That's where we come in. All right, and we'll talk about it at the very end as well. So Pendle, I would highly recommend as well. Basically, liberating yield. It's fixed yield for everyone. Find your stability among volatile yields. No lockup period. So this is really, really cool. You're getting a fixed yield, but there's no lockup period, and that's what Pendle is offering. It's offering something fantastic. So you don't have to lock up your tokens. You stake them, and then you can remove them at any point. Therefore, if anything happens, anything is going on, you're sure to be earning. And so see on SUSD, which was Athena's stablecoin, right? So they're using Athena stablecoin. This is the rate that they're giving right now. And I think Pendle is doing a fantastic job. I think it's one of the best DeFi projects in this space, and I believe this one is going to last. It's also being supported by institutions. They're definitely looking for more they're looking for more regulations. I think it's definitely regulatory. I think its regulatory compliance is right on the horizon. It's definitely being backed by big money, big capitals, big firms, just like Athena. They've gone through many audits by very well reputed figures and companies, and I think Pendle is definitely going to do very well. All right, and then we also, for this cycle, I think Morpho is another one which is going to do very well. Earn on your terms, basically. It's got various products. So Morpho is the open infrastructure for on-chain loans. Now, I don't know how long this is going to last, but it's definitely gained traction for this time around. Maybe I think holding this one could also be useful. Although I'm not sure whether you should be holding it for the next 3 to 5 years. But definitely, it's basically you can be earning, borrowing, and building all of it on your own terms, and I think that's really cool. So they have several products: Earn, Curate, API, Borrow, Rewards, SDK. So they have these are the products that they have, and if you click on Build, so build finance like the internet. Permissionless infrastructure for any lend or borrow use case. So this is what I'm trying to tell you guys. These products are not really made for retail. They're made for institutions, big players that need to borrow and lend money, that need to invest, that need to make money off of the money that they borrow and then return that money, and so on and so forth. So Morpho, I think, is I think definitely positioned well for that sort of a situation. It's backed by big companies as well. It's definitely one that I think could be doing very well. Whether it survives is still to be seen. But I decided to mention this one because I think it deserves to be mentioned. Definitely, I think Morpho is definitely onto something, and I think they're really going to do well in my opinion. Do I usually like borrow lending protocols? I don't like them personally too much. But hey, it is one of the biggest utilities in TradFi, and I think Morpho is definitely positioned for that as well. So we have this. The next project that I want to look into is definitely Jupiter. Now, Jupiter is the largest DEX on Solana. Okay, now, of course, Solana is something that you should be holding for the next 3 to 5 years, I believe as well. Many believe that Solana wouldn't survive because of its, because it's not really decentralized, but it has a lot of backing, it has a lot of big money behind it, and I still think it has a few X's left in it now, and I think it's going to do very well. Solana is definitely put itself there as a very, very big competitor because of a lot of degen plays, a lot of meme coin action takes place on Solana. But there are products like Maple Finance, which we mentioned very early on my Patreon. They've now moved to a new chain. They have a new token. But when it was on Solana, and I gave it very early, people did a lot of X's on it. Because Maple, again, is also an institutional, it's an RWA project built for institutions. Okay, as you can see, these are products being built for institutions. What do you think is going to happen? When people tell you that altcoins are not going to survive, get rid of your altcoins. If your altcoin is basically at a very high cap, they're developing, they're building, they have partnerships coming in, hold on to it. Okay, yeah, there could be great opportunities, but it depends on the market conditions. It depends on your risk appetite. It depends on how much money you have. If you have $1,000 and you just put it into a degen play, you lose it all. What's the point? Might as well build things slowly, because the next 5 to 6 years are going to be massive for crypto. And of course, if you want to make those type of gains as well, then I highly recommend joining Crypto Brokerage, guys, because we have done our due diligence, we've done our research. And we have covered big cap projects to low cap projects that I feel are going to do very well. There are low cap projects in RWA which are doing amazing work right now behind the scenes, and I think they're going to explode. Once this market reverses, once that Bitcoin dominance goes down, and it will go down, no matter what anybody tells you, it will come down eventually, because it has to, because the entire industry has to go up. Bitcoin is just a store of value. That's really what it is. Okay. And there's an entire industry being built around this. So anybody who tells you that nothing else is going to go up, nothing's going to do this, do that, don't listen to those people. Those people are distractions, and they're exactly those paid people by the same institutions that want to buy up your crypto for cheap, and they don't want to let you succeed. You have to understand the game. You have to be patient. You have to be resilient. You have to be calm, and that's really how you win at this game. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? It's very, very important. You have to understand. Ask yourself this. It's not what you're investing in, it's why you're investing in it. If you don't understand the why, the what doesn't matter. Okay? Not because your buddy, told you about it, not because you have to believe in it, you have to study, you have to study. And we are like guides. We're people, crypto owners, we are guides. Okay? That's what we are. But you're the one that has to take those actions. You have to, go through the steps. As in the Matrix, there's a very famous saying by Morpheus that I can only show you the door, but you're the one that has to walk through it. That's really what it's all about. So we can show you the door. We can show you, our research. We can show you great projects. But whether you want to take action on them is completely up to you. Remember, if you don't take financial responsibility for your own financial sovereignty, you will lose. It's that simple. So Jupiter definitely is something I would highly recommend. Of course, none of this is financial advice. This is just our research. This is just our thoughts. Okay? And yeah, I mean, there are so many others as well. Aave is another great one. It's been around since the last cycle, and I think that's going to do very well too. But see, these are all getting institutional grade ready. Now, AI is another big narrative. And we have some fantastic gems there, even mid-cap, low-cap gems that are building so much that you have no idea what they're building. Like, they can give you life-changing money. If you're smart enough, go to my Twitter. You might find something there. But if you want the best alpha, join Crypto Brokerage, guys. I mean, I have a big heart. I've given my biggest conviction play publicly. But there are so many others, and I think you'll be missing out on really, really valuable information. Don't just jump in. Don't just ape into stuff that we say. Study it. Study why. Think of it. Think of why we're talking about it. Why we're mentioning it. We're the only guys in the space that are not sponsored by a project, that are not paid by a project, that haven't been airdropped by any project to talk about them. So when we give something, whether right or wrong, we could be wrong, we're human, right? We give them based on our own thoughts. And I think that's what you want. You need somebody who's going to give you the no BS stuff, research stuff, without, being sponsored by someone. So that's very, very important. no disrespect to all the crypto content creators and everyone who makes content based on partnerships with different projects and getting paid by them. Of course, everybody's got to make a career, but our career is to give value. So that's where Crypto Ronins comes in. That's where our premium Discord comes in. So we highly implore you to check it out, to join it. And I think it's really going to be worth it. I think you're going to be able to make your money very, whatever you put into the Discord, you'll make it back. In my personal opinion, again, not financial advice, but I have faith that you will, because we have had a really good track record from the last cycle as well. And even in this cycle, I've given people 100xers, way more than 100xers, even in this cycle. So we're going to do it again. It's just about understanding where the markets are right now. Basically, the markets look boring. There's everything is looking chaotic, and the reason for that is that they don't want you to get in on the action. They want you to be in fear. They want you to panic and worry while they keep buying all this stuff, all this ecosystem that is being built. This is the new industrial revolution, guys. The new industry. Everything is going to be moving to this. Everything. XRP is another one that you should be holding. Honestly, I'm not the biggest biggest XRP fanboy, but to say that it's not going to be part of the biggest financial systems, I'm going to be lying about it. Recently, just the SEC case just got resolved. Everything is sorted now. That whole thing was entire FUD drama, so that whales could be buying it up, could be buying things up like crazy. Do you understand the game? It's very, very important that you understand the game. So just remember, guys, stay patient. We're all going to make it, and I think we're all going to do very well. All right? Join Crypto Ronins now for the best alpha. Take care, guys. Bye.